Hello friends, today's topic is fight while pregnant. Let's rant.
So real quick, I'm about to give y'all the story time about how I had to beat my baby daddy wife up when I was 8 months pregnant. Okay, yes, I said wife. Okay, pause. We listen and we don't judge. All right, so boom, I started dealing with my baby daddy in 2015. In 2015, I was 25, and he had been married a couple years prior to that. He got married in like 2011. Okay, his wife he met in 2010. She was not here. She was not from here. She was here on like a school visa or some shit like that. And boom, yeah. So they get married about 2011. They have a baby shortly after, and then shortly after having that baby, she leaves him, goes back to Europe. So in 2015, when I started dealing with him, at that point, she has already been gone about 2, 3 years. Okay. I had my baby in 2016. So in 2016, a couple weeks after I had my baby, or maybe the same week, the week after, I don't know, she was back in the States. Okay. When she comes back in the States, and then like, we see each other, we have a little talk, and she tells me like, hey, I didn't come back to mess up nothing that y'all got going on. Okay. So whatever. Now, I wasn't tripping about that because that nigga was never my boyfriend, okay? I never wanted him to be my boyfriend. He would ask me to be his girlfriend, and I told that nigga no multiple times. So I didn't really care too much about none of that. So while she here, she need a little bit of help, finding a place to stay or whatever. So, of course, technically that's his wife, and they have a child together or whatever. So he helping her get to and from work and, finding a place or whatever. So they're spending more time with each other, and the more time they spend with each other, they decide that, hey, they want to, let's try it again. Again, I didn't have a problem with this. I don't care. So he moves out, they get a place together, they're together. Okay. 6 months after I had my first child, I found out I'm pregnant with the second one. Yes, his baby. We listen and we don't judge. Okay. So at the time, I had really strong opinions on abortions. So I was just against them. So yeah, now we got these babies. And I'm not gonna lie, that second one I was not going to keep, but the job that I was working at the time had closed. So we were out of business. I didn't have a job. And yeah, I run out of time. So when I am 8 months pregnant, I'm at the point where I'm going to go see my OB once a week, okay? And my oldest, I took to him on this particular day so that I can go to my appointment. When I come from my appointment, I get to his crib to pick up my baby, and he's like, hey, my son's about to get off the bus. She got the car, so can you just run and go down to Little Caesars, grab us something to eat, stop at the dollar store, get us some snacks. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So while I'm in the crib, waiting on him to scrounge up his change. Yes, literal change. For this pizza, they basically like lived in the attic. I call it the attic. They lived above a hair salon or whatever, a very small hair salon. So yes, it was an attic. Her best friend is at the crib. So I'm inside the house. We go back into the room. The room door is wide open. Like I said, it's an attic, so there's not a whole lot of space. And he looking around looking for the change. My baby is in the room, so I'm playing with my baby. And I hear her best friend say, oh, I don't like this shit. So whatever, I don't pay attention to it. And then she goes outside as if she's waiting for the bus to pull up. But when I step back into the living room, I look out the window and she is on the phone. He get his change, and I head to the pizza. And when I come back, his wife is at the crib. I go upstairs, I knock on the door, she opens up the door, I hand her the pizza and the snacks, and she looks at me and say, you can go downstairs and wait for your baby. So I proceed to try to look past her to see where my child is, because at this point, bitch, I don't trust you. So she steps in my way so I can't see. So I push the door open so I can see past her. When I push the door open to see past her, she tries to push me down the stairs. So I push my way into her house and proceeds to beat her ass. Ding, ding, ding. That's round one. After round one, she's in the bathroom. Her best friend's in the bathroom with her. She's in there screaming, talking about, look at my face, look at my face, look at my face. And then she somehow gets her way out of the bathroom. When she comes out the bathroom, she tries to rush me. I whip her ass again. She ends up back in the bathroom. And then I get my baby together and we leave. About an hour later, my baby daddy pops up at my house and he's basically just like hyping me up. But I didn't want to be hyped up because, sir, your wife just attempted schmurder.
This story is crazy. What do you think about this? Comment down below and thank you for watching.